Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Welcome back to my YouTube. Thank you very much for joining me on Top Tip Tuesday. So, those of you who have followed me for a while will know that I struggle sometimes with conversions from inches to metric. Now, I'm a 1950s baby. Only just, but I am a 1950s baby. So, my schooling in the UK was based upon imperial measurements, so inches, feet, yards, etc., miles, those sorts of things. And because that's what I was brought up understanding, it's what I understand, and I do struggle with the metric system. Apart from anything else, the imperial system has some cute little kind of approximate aids helping you measure things. So, for example, that is about an inch, including the bit of fluff on my finger. So that is about an inch. And the measurement from your wrist to your elbow is about a foot. And if you hold a piece of string from the end of your nose facing forward and then put your arm out to one side, holding the other end of the piece of string, that measurement is about a yard. So I quite like those kind of cutie things. Oh, and that is a hand. Funny that. Which is a measurement for a horse, which is about 4 inches. And look, can you see that? No, you may not be able to see that, but yeah, it's about 4 inches. So if you have a horse that's measured in hands, you just take the number of hands and multiply by 4, and that's how big your horse is. I'm sure you could do a metric conversion as well, but you know. So I kind of like all that silliness because I'm a silly person. But for card making, it's useful to be able to convert to metric so that those of you who are in Europe or I think the South Pacific use metric now as well, or those of you who are younger than me and in the UK, you obviously want to see the metric measurements. And as you know, I struggle. Well, I did. But now I've got a really easy way of doing it, and it's great. So anyone else who struggles, here is my top tip for Tuesday. This is 2 pieces of grid paper, and they're bits, actually they're just scrappy bits that I was going to throw away, and then I suddenly had this momentous moment. So across the bottom of the grid paper, bearing in mind that the grid paper is metric on one side and imperial on the other, along the bottom is a ruler that actually goes up to 16 inches, but I cut it off because I didn't need 16 inches. But the other side, there's a ruler that goes up to 40 centimetres. So your grid paper is, the grid is 16 inches wide or 40 centimetres wide. So if you cut one off, well, cut a strip, and then cut a narrower strip for the other and glue it, I used fast fuse, across. And obviously you can have metric with inches on top or inches with metric on top, as I have here. I can now read off really clearly what my conversions are, and really accurately, because they're there. Obviously the key is to make sure that these are lined up, because if you are offset on your initial sticking, then it won't work. But it now means that if I get a straight edge, let's grab a piece of card, I can say, okay, 5 inches, I want to be able to read the centimetres, 5 inches is 12.7, maybe 12.65 centimetres, because that's 7. So it's easy, yay! So that's my top tip for Tuesday. If you need to be able to do quick conversions from metric to imperial or vice versa, just take your grid paper and cut 2 strips, stick one on top of the other, and there you go. I hope you found that helpful, and I will join you again for something more creative tomorrow. Thanks a lot for watching.